Hello and greetings. Um, I have in my hand I have in a cup that I got from Barnes and Noble's Cafe, which proudly serves um, Starbucks coffee. But I like to recycle, so I say these little plastic cups and lids. So when I go out, but I'm home now. I'm not driving anymore today, as far as I know. So I'm have a little bit of sangria in here. It's called Barefoot Sangria. I got it from some liquor store by Target and on the Hutch in the Bronx. 815 Hutchinson River Parkway. I don't know the name of the liquor store, but they're very happy people in there. They do a lot of business. It's Barefoot Sangria grape wine with natural flavors, and it's delicious. And I don't think I paid like $11 for it. It was cheap, maybe less. Uh, this morning, let me sit down at this table. Hopefully, it doesn't collapse on me. Check it. Yeah, I think it's okay. I just feel like sitting on the table right now. If it collapses on me, I'll put it on YouTube. But I read this morning or heard this morning that Qantas Airlines, that's the airline that goes to Australia. It's been around for a long time. They're planning on, you can't get on the plane going or coming from Australia unless you have a vaccine. The vaccine hasn't even come out yet, and they're making that promise. Now, Qantas Airlines said this. Ticketmaster, you can't go to you can't buy a ticket on there, or you can't show up at the venue unless you have proof that you were vaccinated to get in that venue. So that's how they're going to get you. And believe me, if one airline is doing it and these companies slowly starting to do it, they're all going to do it. And it's going to become a mandate. So, I hate to do it. I like to fly and travel, even though I haven't done it in a while. But these things are going to come to, unless something dramatic happens, these things are going to come to an end. That's even biblical, and I don't know exactly where it is, and I should know this. I should have looked it up before I mentioned it. But it said, you're going to wish to go travel to other places, and you're not going to be able to. Yeah, they're trying to enslave. They're going to try to enslave people. Using this coronavirus as an excuse for that. And all these positives are coming up because people are getting tested. Because if you go downtown, Lower Manhattan, all these urgent care doctors, they got lines around the corner, all of them, to get tested for the coronavirus. And as somebody brought out on I was listening to the Ron Paul podcast. It wasn't a podcast. The Ron Paul show that's on YouTube, his channel, his partner, and he's a smart guy too, and I forget his name. And maybe I'll put it in the description below. But his partner said that a case is just a positive test for coronavirus. Doesn't mean you're in the hospital. Doesn't mean you're dying or going to die or you feel any symptoms of anything. It just means you have a coronavirus in your system. So, and that's a positive case. So, it's crazy. Huh? Now, people say, "Oh, that's bad." Yeah, okay, it's bad. But I think if you had a cold, you had corona. Now, this is obviously worse, but they're using this creation. I said creation. They're using this creation as an excuse to control people. It's not good. I'm not rushing out to get any vaccine, and if they mandate it, I don't want to say anymore. It's not going to be good. Yeah, a lot of people are going to run to get it. They're going to run to get it, and all the news programs, even there's a guy on the radio today on CBS News, and he was talking about how people are on lines for food and all that, and how said, and he went into how people are on lines for food and how bad it is. I hate to saying, boy, I can't wait to. I'm paraphrasing. Boy, I can't wait till a vaccine comes out. Another example was on Channel 5 in New York City, the morning show. And I like them both, Laurie Stokes and Rosanna. I forgot her last name. I watch them like almost every morning. But we were talking about the virus, and Laurie says, and some of the stuff, I'm paraphrasing also, that I'm going to run to get it. And then Rosanna says, I'm going to be right next to you. And these are smart, educated people. Probably have more physical education than I do. But something, it just comes out. You're going to run to get it? Are you really going to run and get it, to have stuff injected in your body just because people say to do so? You don't think that there's any chance, even if it's well intended or there's well intention from a vaccine, there's no chance that there could be something wrong with it. It was rushed. According to the facts we know, it was rushed. It's probably been sitting there waiting for this day for years, but it was rushed out. I'm not rushing to pump anything in my body that was rushed out. They did that a few years back with the what's that other virus that they want to pump into your kids when they're teenagers or before they're teenagers to prevent cervical cancer. They rushed that out, and there have been a lot of instances where the kids got sick. All these vaccines, and I'm leery of. And I knew something was awry years ago when they started to say you can now give the vaccines to pregnant women. Before they tell pregnant women don't take anything, don't even take an aspirin, don't take anything. You just got to deal with whatever you have to deal with. And now they want pregnant women to take a vaccine. And since a lot of people are now saying no, they're going to mandate it. I hope people rebel. Now, I don't mean I want them to do anything unlawful, but I hope people just say no, like Nancy Reagan said. Remember Nancy Reagan, the wife of the former president, Ronald Reagan? The greatest president of all time. That's what they say. I'll have a little sip. I love a good sangria. There's another thing, going off subject for a second. Let me walk back to the kitchen, that I bought the same day. Actually, I was looking for this, and I bought the sangria along with this. I already went through one bottle. It's a Moscato, and I'm a big drinker. Sound like an alcoholic now. Moscato Veneto. Trying to sound fancy. As I had the camera up in my face. But I know it's Primo Amore Italiana. And I first had that in Olive Garden. Yes, the famous Olive Garden. And it was delicious. So I went out. Had a hard time finding it, but this liquor store, I wish I had the name so I could give them their props, had it. Anyway, be careful what you inject in your body. Even if your doctor says inject it. Your doctor, doctors have medical training, but they don't create vaccines. And even this girl, I'm rambling a little bit. Tiffany Haddish interviewed. Tiffany Haddish is a female African-American comedian. She recently shaved all her beautiful hair off her head. For whatever reason, she shaved it off. But it's growing back now. But she interviewed Dr. Fauci, the virologist who was pushing all this stuff. And she asked him, Dr. Fauci, let me ask you, what's in the flu vaccine? And Dr. Fauci said, I'll tell you exactly what's in the flu vaccine. And then he just rambled on and never gave an answer. He never said what's in the flu vaccine. And he knows. I'm not saying he doesn't know, but most doctors out here, your average doctor is told what they put in the vaccine. But I don't think they go into all the damage that it can do. And another thing about these vaccines is that I got the heat going. It's getting hot in here. Maybe it's the alcohol. May have to take off all my clothes. What's my train of thought? Oh, yes, with the vaccine, you can't even really get monetary damages for a vaccine. So they can pump in your body, and if you destroy me or worse off, my children or other people's children, I know it's a horrible, the lightning is going to be terrible. But if you destroy or the health of people, you can't even sue them. They're like immune. Speaking of immunity, they're immune to prosecution or immune to lawsuits. You get paid off, but the only way that you get paid off, and money's not everything, money's just paper. As we know it, there's other forms of money, but I won't go into that. They'll pay you off a little bit, but you can't even mention why you had this payment. Meanwhile, you're walking around like, with issues or debt. So, I'd be leery of just running and injecting anything in my body like that. What do you think? I think you should like and subscribe to this video. I think you should like and subscribe to this channel. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time. I hope these, to add little add-ons to these things. I know these are basic videos and I'm just talking. But I'm going to keep pushing them out there. All right? Thank you. I'll see you soon. Or you'll see me soon, I hope. Bye.